Psychologist Yulia Latunenko is with you again. And today we have an interesting topic about how to recognize the people who are in your environment and they hate you. Today, 7 signs of such people. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Like this video. Don't forget, it really helps promote my YouTube channel on the internet. So, people who hate you may be not visible to the naked eye. You might not even guess that this person has a passive-aggressive behavior towards you and deep down hates you. But today I will help you identify the signs of such people and clean up your surroundings. Stop communicating with such people. The first sign is people who are unable to share in your joy when it's something wonderful and happy happens in your life. You want to share your happiness with a friend, you tell them about it. What happened? You're happy, overflowing with emotions. And then you see that your friend's face has a sour expression, as they say, and it doesn't evoke any emotions or joy at all. But if something bad happens to you, they love to discuss it extensively. Here they are the heroes. Here they give you advice. Here they feel much superior to you. And when you are weak and exhausted, they feel better being around you than when you are at your peak. You have some successes or events that have led to your happiness and joy. Such people usually envy you with a quiet, restrained envy. The second sign of people who hide their aggression towards you and quietly hate you. They compete with you in everything, even in a banal way. You can observe how your interactions occur. When you try to tell your friend or a close person something and they quickly interrupt you and start telling you about something of their own. That is, as my grandmother used to say when we would come to her and say, Grandma, this happened, and she wouldn't even wait a minute before saying, to you, but to me. And then we would listen for an hour to her complaints about how hard her life is. Therefore, such people provide balance in communication when you tell something and then they show interest. They ask you some questions, they behave with interest. No, such people are not interested in you. On the contrary, they are waiting for you to quickly finish your story, your narrative. They will even interrupt you and fill the space with themselves. And even when you meet such people, they overwhelm with themselves. Your communication, they talk about themselves, and you see that even the slightest interest in you is absent. It is missing. They are only interested in being listened to, and they, of course, compete with you for attention. And they can also compete over who is smarter. Between you, for example, if you say something, share your opinion, they will argue with you. Such arguing, without any reason, where it's needed and not needed, they contradict everything and express their opposing opinion. They believe they know better. That is, such competition over who is smarter can also be among women, over who is more beautiful, or whose needs need to be met faster, whose pain is heavier, whose life is harder, who is more interesting. They will constantly interrupt you and fill your communication with their problems. The third sign of such people, you are very rarely praised, but when it comes to them, they almost expect praise, approval, admiration from you. They can directly beg for it, steer the conversation to make you praise them, and even manipulatively squeeze that praise out of you. They themselves are very stingy with praise because when they do praise, their self-esteem somehow drops, and they cannot allow a situation where their self-esteem is lower than yours. Therefore, they choose never to praise people. The fourth sign, such friends may occasionally make comments about you in the company of other friends. Some sarcastic remarks, or make some belittling jokes, that is, joke, in an unkind and unsuccessful way at your expense. But when you express your dissatisfaction with such jokes, they will even blame you and say, what? It's just that you don't understand jokes. There's something wrong with your sense of humor. This is a classic example of gaslighting, where the responsibility for the aggression is shifted onto you. It's you who are completely crazy and don't understand great jokes. I recommend telling such friends that, if you want to joke, first and foremost joke about yourself. I forbid you from joking about me. We still have 3 signs of toxic people ahead who actually hate you, but they don't show this hatred openly, but conceal it. But before we continue, as usual, in the middle of the video, I ask you to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment on it. Have there been people in your life, on your path, who matched all these points? Were there people who surrounded you, hated you? The 5th sign is that such people give you very unhelpful advice. That is, I would say, even harmful advice. You intuitively understand that this advice is not beneficial to you. You listen and can't believe your ears at what they are advising you, especially since you didn't even ask them for this advice and didn't ask for it. I had a friend like that who can't do anything without me adding something. She always advised me about some very strange man, while I liked a completely different man. And she was absolutely against him and was so aggressively opposed, even resorting to blackmail. She told me that if I stayed with him, she would stop communicating with me altogether because nothing good would come from that man. Of course, I stayed with that man and I wasn't wrong about it. Everything worked out for me and everything is wonderful, but my friend blocked me because of this. In other words, I didn't listen to her. And as a consequence, the 6th point follows from the 5th. Such friends or people in your circle also get offended when you don't follow their advice because they feel unvalued and often unimportant in their lives, and it's very important for them to inflate their significance next to you. And usually such friends, if something goes wrong for you, they will seize the first opportunity to say, I told you so. And the key word here is I, not that she or he is concerned about you. This is the ego at play in front of such a person. I told you. The main word is I. Well, the last 7th sign of a person who secretly hates you is everything good, nice, and wonderful that you have in your life or any new purchase you might make, or something new has appeared for you, or you have started some studies or consulted a psychologist, which of course is beneficial for you. Such friends in such an environment will devalue all of this and say that it's all complete nonsense. In other words, you can understand that these people do not wish you well and do not wish you happiness. What do I advise doing with such people? Choose a distance at which you will feel comfortable up to complete non-contact, because based on the description and these signs, these are narcissistic people. This was psychologist Yulia Latunenko with you, and I ask you to give a like to this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're visiting for the first time, and comment whether there are or were such people in your life and how you dealt with them.